Hey guys, what's going on? It's Magical Azard here with a brand new video, and this video is going to be a guide for Krunker.io game. So if you are a new player or a beginner to this game, make sure to watch the whole video and you will get a clear idea of how to master this game and how to become a very legendary player. So let's begin. So first of all, if you are playing on a browser, then I strongly recommend you to click on the yellow button over here and install the client for your operating a system. But I know that for most of the viewers it will be Windows, so just click on the Windows installer and your download will be ready to begin. So once you have downloaded the client, you need to go to the login or register option and then just register yourself. So I'm going to do the same and we log in. But if you are making a new account, make sure to click on the register a button. Okay. Okay, so once your game is loaded, now let's get into it. But first of all, a big shout out to DSF GHSF for donating 200 KR. Thanks buddy, appreciate that. So yes, let's go into the settings. So in these settings, so first we start up with the general tab, and here you will see download and upload. So this is for the reason that once you have customized your settings and you are happy with that, you can just click on the upload button right over here. And then when you log in into another device in which you have just first time logged in, so in that case you can just click on the download to download the settings. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Localization, just keep your select region. Network, lag compensation, I advise you to keep it all the way to 1 because this is the setting advised by the Krunker game makers. Okay, so auto routing, I don't think it is any beneficial also for the high tick rate. And the experimental settings. So experimental settings are just basically if you are facing some internet issues or something like that, but just don't turn them on because they will make your game lag even more. And then you will have this tab known as client. This is an only client feature. You will not get these settings on browser. So you need to turn on the unlimited FPS, which will provide you unlimited frames per second. And then window capture and Discord RPC, I just keep it off. And then you can just clear cache and reset the settings from here. Alright, so then let's go to the controls tab. In the controls tab, my keyboard and mouse settings are just the same, but you can just have a look at it. Alright, so then yes, and these are the sensitivity that I use. I know for most of the people out there it will be different, but for majority of them I strongly recommend you to keep these settings. One for X and Y sensitivity, and for the aim sensitivity I want you to keep both at 0.69. These are used by some pro streamers and players, so yes, this is going to be worth it. And then what's here is challenge mode. So what challenge mode is that you basically have your full life. Okay, so let's say for example for the trigger man, the maximum HP is 100, but if you click on the challenge mode, then you will have your HP at 50. So you are going to have half the health, and then just basically challenge mode will give you more KR for every win you get. So let's say that suppose in a particular game, an X game, you win 10 KR, then when the challenge mode is on, it will give you 1.5 times 10 KR, which is just 15 KR. So I think this, I just keep it off, but if you want, you can just keep it on. For the controller, I basically don't just use a controller for the game Krunker, so I just keep it on default. On the display just everything, my UI scale is 0.8. so if you want to copy this, then make sure, feel free to copy this, because these are the best settings. I can assure you these are the best settings you'll ever get. Okay, so my UI scale is set to 0.8 and it's turned on. Show UI, it's just basically a personal preference, because in game, if you don't want to see the chat, then you can just disable it, but I just keep it on. Old scored old scoreboard is just basically this thing that you see over here on the top right corner, the names of the player, the kills, and how many times you are dead. So I just like to keep it on. Alright, so use old browser, I have that off. Disable rarity animations, I have that off, just to get a little bit more FPS. Show profile pictures, yes, that's on. Dynamic HP bars. So dynamic HP bars is, okay, I can just show it to you. Just by the way, guys, if you feel that the game is lagging, it is lagging because of the internet issues. Alright, so I'll show you what dynamic HP bar means. Yes, so as you saw the white icon, on the enemy's HP bar, the health bar, you can see some white lines going onto it. So that is all it is. The dynamic HP bars, I just keep it on to make the game feel a little bit more interactive, and rest all is almost same. The damage scale, I have it to 0.5. Show kill feed is on. Show kill counter, I turn it off. Show death counter, yes, I keep it on. Score counter, I keep it off. Streak counter on. Ping on. FPS on. Ping and FPS, you always want to keep that ticked, because you always want to see how your PC is performing. Then show movement speed, I just keep it off, because when you just keep it on, you have this kind of numbers in front of your screen, and that will basically just distract you from your enemies. So yes, I have that off. With that off, you can see it gives a more cleaner look. Alright, so the speed offset is 5, speed Y offset is just 5.4, speed scale is 2.4, and speed opacity is 1. Speed current and max, keep it default. Show medals, yes, you want to keep that on. Name tag display, you can keep it team only, enemy only, but just keep it on everyone so that you can see the level of the player and the name of the player as well. Name tag opacity, keep it 1 so that you can see it. Name tag style, you can just either see the name only, or the name and level only, and the health only, but I just keep it on everything so that I can see each and everything of the enemy. Name tag health number, I keep it off because it just distracts you from killing others. Name tag health color team is yellow. Name tag color enemy, it's red. XP bar color is yellow for me, and XP bar opacity is just 1. Then we have the chat. Show chat box, keep it always. Profanity filter, just turn it off, man. It's such a bad feature, just turn it off. Show player messages, you want to keep that on. Show unboxings, yes, I do keep it on. Chat opacity is set to 1. Chat BG opacity, I keep it as 0.2. Chat text highlight, I keep it off. Chat height 2.5. Chat timer 0. So chat height means is that you can just increase the length of the chat box that you can see in the bottom left corner. Okay, yeah, the chat height, here it is. So if you just keep it up, the chat box will grow much longer, and if you keep it on 0, it will not show only. So I advise you to keep it on 2.6. Okay, so the chat timer, I keep it on 0. For the crosshair, you want to go to image, and I will provide this link in the description. So what you want to do is that the default will be, I think it will be default. So you want to go to the custom one, No, you want to go to the image one, and then I will provide this link in the description below. So you have to just copy the link and paste it here in the box here. Okay, and you want to keep the opacity 1, and just unmark this, uncheck this, and you want to show, have the a feature always show. Then in the hit marker, you want to show hit markers. The color will be yellow and the kill color is red. Opacity, length, thickness, and you can just copy this all. It is 125, 7, 37, 0.14, and it is 0.008. Okay, so animation speed is 0.008, and the fade speed is going to be 0.0062. Hit marker image, I just have that default. Then you want to go to the render options. Here you want to have performance based on your PC. I'm personally playing on an i7 PC and I'm screen recording, so I just keep these screen resolution to be 0.6 when I'm recording, or when I'm not recording I just keep it at 2. But 0.6 will be for all the players who play on PCs and whose processor is below i5. And then the frame cap is just it will just basically your frames per second. It will limit from going to 40. Okay, so as you can see, my current frames per second are 37, 34 on the top left corner. But if I just go to the frame cap and further reduce it to, let's say, 10, then your frames per second will not go more than 10. You can also have it off to get unlimited FPS, but while I'm screen recording I keep it on 40, but when I'm not I just turn it off to get maximum FPS as much as I could. Aspect ratio, I advise you to keep at 1440 by 1080. This will give you a stretched resolution like this, and trust me guys, most of the pro players and streamers out there have this resolution 1440 by 1080. And by the way guys, if you feel that my game is lagging, it's just because I'm screen recording. Okay, so anti-analyzing, I just keep it off. Post processing, you want to keep it on to make sure that your game looks somewhat bit kind of interesting to play. Low spec, what this feature does is that when you have this feature turned on, then you can see you can't see the enemy's legs, you can only see their chest and head. Okay, so let's find an enemy. Alright, here it was. See, you can't see his legs, you can just see his all the body from just the chest above a region. So what this does is that you might feel that this is not a good feature, but mind me guys, this is a good feature, as this will allow you to aim at their head and their chest. But I just have it off to make the game feel a lot better. No textures, of course I have it off because you want some entertainment in game. Map details, you need to have it on. Particles, just keep it off. Particle distance, I generally have it at 160, and render distance is just at 100. And then I just disable the shadows to get a bit high performance, because when your shadows are on, the game will unnecessarily process the shadows, and in that your frames per second will not get as much as you want. So just keep the shadows off to get a bit more performance. Soft shadows is off. High resolution shadows, keep it off. Dynamic shadows off. Ambient shading off. Bullet trails, I want to keep it on, because see, when you are playing on a sniper, you want to see where your bullets are going. You saw that? You can see where the bullets are going. A white trail appears, but when this feature is turned off, oh sorry, just wait for it. Yes, when the bullet trails are turned off, you cannot see any bullet going. So personally I keep it on, because it if a sniper is behind you and if he is shooting at you, then you can just see the trails, and then you can know that yes, somebody is behind you. Muzzle flash, I keep it off. Sniper flap, I keep it off because sniper flap is basically this uh, smiley icon you can see next to my scope. I have that off because it just distracts me from enemies and just makes me look at it. Screen shake, I have that on. Weapon shine, I have that off. Lightning is just normal, you can have low or high, but normal will work out the best. In the editing options, the hard held high is green, hard held low is red. Speed lines are 0.6. Speed lines color, I keep it at white, because white is very less distracting. Show pop-up score, yes, I keep it on. Pop-up score color, I keep it on yellow. Score shadow, just turned it off to get more frames per second. Score scale 0.6. Score X offset, I keep it at 5, and Y offset, I keep it at 2.5. Saturation in game is just basically how brighter your game looks, but too low will be black and white and too high will be just very more. So you generally want to have it at 1 because at 1 you will have the best out of it. Saturation UI is just the saturation of your controls and everything. Okay, you also want to have it at 0.1. Color hue, just keep it off or else your game will become coloring. Color your UI, same for it, just keep it at 0. Vignette, just keep it at a 0 because you will see these black kind of borders around your screen and you don't want that. Kill feed limit, just keep it at 4. Bullet tracers, just keep it at white and the color yellow. This is what I showed you. The bullet tracers are the bullet trails that you can see. Okay, just wait for a second. And yes, we were in the render. And the bullet tracers, as I told you, it will be the color of the bullet trails which you see. Just keep it at white. White works out the best. And then you want to go into the game and gameplay privacy. You have the streamer mode on. So what streamer mode will do is that, let's see, here you can see my name in the last position. It is KP 1975 25006. But when you turn on the streamer mode, all the names get jumbled. So when you are streaming and you have an offensive name, then you might just want to turn that off. Okay. Anonymous mode, just keep it on. View model, well, the field of a view is just basically what you can view on the screen. Okay, so now you can see that I am getting this much view, but when you increase it, you see more. Okay, you see more, and when you just decrease it very much, you see very less. So generally pro players and streamers use 110. The weapon FOV, you also want to have it at 110. Weapon FOV is the field of view of your weapon. So if you just keep it on full, you will see the weapon becomes very long and it also does not look good. If you do very short, then also it does not look good. See, it is just too short, so keeping it at 110 will be best. Weapon bobbing is, I'll show you what it does. When you do it at 3 and when you couch, so for couching you need to press the shift button. So when you press shift, you can see that the snipers turns all the way down. It turns all the way down to, it just bends out very much. And when you have that weapon bobbing at 1.5, which I keep by the way, your weapon will not turn down too much. Okay, so this is considerable, but that you which you saw it at 3, it was, oh my god, just don't have it. And then, okay, let's go to weapon leaning. What weapon leaning will do is that when you have your, when you move your gun, you will see that the top portion of the gun moves very late, and you don't want that, so just keep it off. Weapon rotation, just keep it at 0. Weapon X offset, just take my settings, turn it to 1.4, turn the weapon Y offset to 2, and the Z offset to 1.7. Weapon ADS Y offset, I want you to keep it at 1, and weapon swap Y, I want to keep it at 1. Left-handed is just basically what you have. Left-handed will show you the gun hold in the left hand, and when you turn it off, the weapon will be in your right hand. ADS FOV power, keep it on 1. Aim animation, keep it on, and then hide weapon on ADS. This is what you want to consider, because if you have it turned off and you pick out a pistol, you will see this ugly kind of the pistol view which you don't want. And when you have the hide weapon on ADS on, then what will happen is that once you have your pistol out, and when you scope in, the weapon will not show. Okay, so you have a much cleaner interface, and you can just focus up on your enemies and just kill them. So the next option is show hands. Show hands, I just keep it off because it just distracts me. Without hands, the game looks very neat and clean. And then here are show primary, secondary, and melee. Primary will show the gun, so if you have that weapon on, you will see your gun, and if you turn that option off, you will not see your gun. So just keep the primary, secondary, and melee on. Rounded arms, just keep it off, because as I told, you want to get as much FPS as you can. Customization, turn on the load mods, because I'll tell you why, but just keep it turned on every time. Allow logo changes, keep it on, or you can just keep it off, but I just have it on. Auto load mod, you also want to keep it on. Okay, so these scope borders here, just keep it off. The scope image, as you can see, my scope image in the sniper is very much different from the default that you get. So for this, the scope image, I will provide this link in the description box. You just need to copy and paste it here. The reticle image, I will provide it too in the description. Just copy paste it. The reticle image width, you want to keep it at 2, and height also you want to keep it at 2. Match and message, just type anything that you want. Ammo kill icon and rest is all just same. You can just copy these settings. Let's go to the sound. So coming to the sound by default is very, very, very high, and it will just burst out your ears. So these are the settings which I like the most, and these they are balanced in nature, that they won't even harm your ears, and you will do a lot better gaming with these settings. So master volume at 0.4, ambient volume at 1, dialogue volume at 1, voice volume, just keep it at 0, because you don't want to hear what other people are saying or the other players are saying. Weapon volume, just keep it at 0.1. Player volume, keep it at 0.4. Player volume is just basically the sound effects when you jump. Then you have the UI volume, keep it at 1. Asset volume, just keep it on 1 also. Alright, so we are done with the settings. Now let's move on to the mods. So as I told you, you want to always keep your the load mods and allow logo changes on. So what this will do is that by default, you will see that in Krunker you have a lot of textures and animations just to make the game feel good. But by turning that, by keeping that default options, you get very low FPS. So what you want to do is that go on to the mods section here, go on to search, and then search here Rayn, RAYN, and just click on the search button. The first mod you will get is Rayn _ mod _ v2. Just click on this triangle button. What this will do is that this will load the mod for you, and then you will get the user interface and the weapon skins as I have. Okay, so for the sniper I have this one, and for the assault rifle you can see it here. For the submachine gun it looks like rainbow, and yes, it is just same for the revolver and that all. So basically just turning on mods, it will just disable the unnecessary textures. It will give you better frames per second, which will allow you to play better, and the most important, it will make your guns look very better. Alright, so now let's hop into the movement options. So movement is just when you press the W button, you just move at the default speed in of the game, which is, I think it's very slow. And then when you press the space button, you just jump, and jumping and walking is somewhat faster than just literally just walking. But to move very fast in the game, I hope you have saw many people just dashing around into the game. So I'll tell you exactly how to do that. So how to do that is that you need to just uh, press the press the movement up button, which will be the W button. Just wait a second. Yes, press the W button, and then just press the jump button. Okay, press the jump button, and as you are coming to the ground, you need to press the shift button. So movement on, space shift, space shift, space shift, space shift, space shift, space shift, space shift. I'll show it to you once again. Movement on, space shift, space shift, space shift, space shift. So you just want to press the shift before you touch the ground. And guys, I know you won't see the gameplay very much smooth because I'm screen recording at the moment, but trust me, if you do this when you are not screen recording, the movement will be very fast. Okay, so then let's move to the nuke. So nuke is basically just the nuclear missile which you have in Krunker.io. So how to get that nuke is just pretty very easy. I should not say easy actually. It's pretty tough. So the way to get nuke is that you want to have 25 kills without a death. When you get 25 kills in a row without death, then you get a nuke, and then you can just apply that nuclear bomb to any area you want. That's it. So now let's move on to the KR and shop. So when you click on the shop icon, you can see there are prize wheels. So what these prize wheels are is that you can just spin and unbox items. Okay, so if you want to unlock skins, you can just spin these. There are three options of spinning. You can see first one is the starter spin, which costs 50 kr, and the chances you get here are uncommon, rare, and epic. But I just advise you not to go for the spin. Not to go for the 50 kr spin. The next spin you have is the elite spin. It costs $100 and it gives you the uncommon, rare. Just wait a minute. It gives uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. And the last one which I advise you. Okay, so if you want to do a spin, just do the heroic spin because you will get rare, epic, legendary, relic, and contraband. And if you want to get that legendary, contraband, that rainbow, and all of that interesting skins, you want to spin for 500 kr. Okay, with that being said, let's move on to purchase kr. Whenever you purchase kr, make sure to enter the code magical hazard and just click on save. So what you want to do is that type in magical hazard and just click on save button. So whenever you will buy KR, this is the best way of supporting the channel. You want to then go to redeem. So if you have a KR code that you get from streamers, then you can just enter here, and then you will get the free KR. Marketplace, it will take you to the Krunker hub where you can trade your skins for KR. Alright, so yes, how to get free KR. So getting free KR is, I think nobody knows it, but I'll show it to you. So personally, I always play on India, so I will go to the Indian server, and then you want to join a game which has 0 by 8 players. So you just click on it, and then you will join into it. And mind me guys, I'm sorry the game is lagging very much because I'm screen recording at the moment, so please forgive me for that. Alright, so when you are in the game of 0 by 8 players, you will see the timer. It's 0. It's just 47 seconds remaining. You want to complete that 40 seconds. So we'll just wait for that 40 seconds to just complete up. As I told you, to move fast in the game, you want to press in the W key, which will be the movement up button. Press space, and at the time when you are uh, about to touch the ground, just press the shift. Yes, alright. So when you have the timer complete, then you will have these 4 maps as usual, and you want to click on the game which has point mode, or which has the mode CTF, which is capture the flag. Okay, so when you are in a one player game, when you are the only player in the game and you have the point mode enabled, then what you can do is that you can just basically go to the point itself and just chill there and get some free KR. Again guys, to get the KR, login is compulsory. You cannot get KR until and unless you are logged in. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just earning KR. Well, I'll just play this whole game and show you how I earn free KR sometimes. So just chill out here. Okay, so another player has joined in, so you need to be ready for him to come. This is the majority of the problem, because in majority of the games, when you're chilling and getting some KR, some unwanted player will just join in. Okay, so the flag has just moved, so we'll move to a new location. Alright buddy, let's just have the shotgun on. That weapon didn't change. Oh my god. Alright. Okay buddy, my game's lagging because I'm screen recording. Alright guys, so that was just it. You need to get into a one player game and then just chill into just choose the point mode or the capture the flag mode, and then you will get these points, these fucking points, and you get 1 KR per 100 points. So okay, so you can see your name in the top right corner and just divide it by 100 and you will get to know how much KR you get. So as I promised, I'm going to play the whole game and show you. Let's just try to attack him from other side. Okay, my game's lagging, man. I can't do anything because I'm screen recording at the moment. So we just have to die. We have no other option. Let's try for the submachine gun though. Even we are lagging. So you can see that in the rain mod 2, you get to see a very cool submachine gun. Alright, there you go, buddy. You're just dead. And then just chill out till the whole game gets completed. Alright, so as you can see, you have just earned 6 KR for doing nothing. So yes, this is all for the video. Stay tuned for more amazing videos and a huge Krunker giveaway as soon as the season 4 rolls out. Magical Hazard, all the way from Hazard Magic, taking a leave. Peace out.